Maria here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Creative Italian, and I'm The Creative Italian, and I am jumping on here to share with you a really easy way to make a pearl lariat necklace. This one right here, the same one you see in the picture there. It's real easy to do. You don't need a lot of fancy tools or equipment or anything to make one. But before we get started, if you're new to my channel and you like any of my videos, if you will give me the thumbs up, it'll really help me grow my channel. And YouTube, the more likes I get, the more subscriptions I get, YouTube pushes out my information, and maybe it'll catch somebody that's looking for what I have to offer, and they'll discover my channel. So it really does help a lot. Also, if you want to know when I upload any new videos, whether it's a short or a regular video, if you'll hit the subscribe button, you'll get a notification in the email, and they'll let you know as soon as that happens. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you need help with the project, and you're not, you just need some information, you need some help, I'm here to help. That's why I do the YouTube channels, because I really like being able to share my knowledge and help other artisans out there. Leave it in the comments. I respond in 24 hours or less, unless YouTube doesn't send out a notification to me, which 99.9% of the time they do, but they did drop the ball on 2 that I found out about months later. So if you don't hear from me in 24 hours, put it in the comments again, okay? Just to be sure I, cover all the bases here. So I'm here to help you, and I do want to respond. So, okay. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's go over the tools that you're gonna need. Of course, this is the necklace I'm gonna be making. You're gonna want some GS Hypro Cement, a ruler, a pair of cutters or snippers. This cord that I'm using is 2 millimeters. And we're going to be using 3 pieces of 42-inch length cord. And 16, I think these are 12 millimeter, I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I bought some of these. But anyway, these are 12 millimeter freshwater pearls. And that's all you're going to need. And a board, this is a board that I attached a screw to, so that I can attach my cord to that screw and then start just braiding the cord and adding the pearls as I go along. And once I get started, all of that will make sense to you. Okay, now the finished length on this lariat is 42 inches. So when a person wears it, that means it's gonna hang about 21 inches around the neck. I'll just put that over there for right now. Okay, so what I did was I cut 3 pieces of cord at 42 inches, and then I added on an extra 4 inches just because I'd rather have more cord than what I need, because I can always cut excess off as I finish the project, but I cannot add any on. So anyway, I took all 3 of these cords, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot right here, like so. And then, oh, wait a minute, missed it. Well, I just lost out all of it. All right, here we go. All right, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so I'm going to tie a knot here with these 3 pieces. And I'm going to loosen up the knot just a little bit so I can attach it to this screw that I have right here. And then I'm just going to tighten it up. Just like that. Or anything that you can use that will allow you to work, to braid this cord and work down. You could, I'm sure there's other ways to do this. If you sew and you have a work table that you pin into, you can do it that way. You could just take the cord and put a pin here, and it'll stay on the sewing board which tends to have padding in it. So anyway, I don't want to get too ahead of myself on that, but if you have any questions about it, you can always leave it in the comments and I can help you out on that, okay? But this is just a plain piece of wood that I got at Home Depot, and I painted it. As you can see, I've been working on it. It's kind of scratched up here a little bit, but needless to say, now what I'm going to do is basically, this is just a braid is all it is. And I'm gonna braid 5 braids down before I add a pearl. So I have 2 braids, listen to me. I've got 2 cords in my left hand, just like that, and I have 1 cord in my right hand. I'm going to take the middle cord and fold it over the left cord. Then I'm going to take the right cord and put it in the middle. That is my first braid. Then I take the middle cord and go over the left cord and then pass the right cord under to the middle. I'm going to do this 5 times. I've already done twice, so now I'm going to do it 3 more times, like so. Now I have 2 cords on the right side, or, I mean, I'm not going to get ahead of myself on that. So anyway, I've got 1 cord on my right, and I've got 2 cords, 1 cord, I'm sorry, you guys, 1 cord on my left, 2 cords on my right, 1 cord underneath this cord, and 1 cord traveling on top. And by the way, this is the first time I've actually taught this. I'm just used to doing it, so I'm sorry for my flub ups, but I try to correct it so that I'm clear on my instructions. Okay, on this cord, this standalone cord on my left, I am going to add a pearl, like so. All right, now I'm going to leave that pearl there. I don't want it to move. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take this middle cord and I'm going to pass over that pearl like so. And I'm just going to make sure that pearl just stays there, okay? And then I'm going to pass that right cord in the middle. Okay, so that's already 1 braid. Then I'm going to go over the cord, then in the middle, that's 2. Over the left cord, right cord goes in the middle. Let's see, that's 3. And this is 4. And then this is 5. And you can go in and tighten it up a little bit. As you do this more, everything will get even and you'll have it the tightness that you want it, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Mainly is the technique, okay? There's going to be 5 braids in between each pearl. All right, now I've got 2 cords on my left. Okay, my cord's getting tangled up with my phone cord here. Okay, so I got 2 cords on the left. And I've got 1 cord on the right-hand side. And now I'm going to snip off and make a nice point here. And then pass that through my pearl. Sometimes the, okay. What happens is it gets frayed and stubbly and then it won't go through the hole. By the way, these are big hole pearls, you guys. You have to have a bead that has a big hole, if I didn't already say that. All right, so now I'm going to do the exact same thing but in the opposite direction. I'm going to keep this pearl right here and I am going to take this middle cord and I'm going to pass it over the left cord, my left, and slide that pearl up, keeping it out of my way, and going to the middle, just like that. Now I'm going to pass that same cord over my left and then the right cord in the middle. So now we have one braid. So I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now I think I got that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now I got 2 cords on the right and 1 cord on the left. And you'll notice that every time I'm adding a purl, there's always going to be a cord underneath this cord and one on top. For the cord that I'm adding the purl to, when there's 2 cords to the side, it's going to be one underneath the cord and one traveling over the top of the cord. So just to keep it simple that way, you guys. Okay, so here I am adding that purl again. And I'm going to just keep it out of my way with my thumb here, and then take this cord and pass over it like so. And then I'm going to take the right cord and bring it to the center, and then pass it to the left, and then take the right side, go in the middle, then pass it over the left cord. That's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and then this is 5. So now you can see I got 2 cords on my left and 1 cord on my right. I'm going to stop here just for a second and take my cord here and slip it off of the screw here, just loosening it up a little bit, slipping it off so that I can take this and move it down. So what I'm going to do is, all I'm going to do is just where the purl is, I have kind of a big hole I can work with right there. And so I'm just going to just slip it right there and it will stay in place. Okay, so here we go again. I think it'll stay. You know what? Let me, hang on just one second, you guys. Let me do a small hole instead for more security. Okay, yeah, that works better. I thought the other idea was better, but it's not. Okay, so that'll stay in place. All right, now I've got my cord on the right side, and I'm going to add my purl to the right side, just like that. I almost got out of focus, you guys. Okay, here we go. Just like so. All right, and so what I'm doing is I'm making sure I just kind of bump this purl, just bump it up to my previous braid and just kind of hold it in place with my index finger and my thumb while I take the middle cord and go over the left cord. Now just hold that purl in place and then take that cord on the right and pass through, and then passing over, and of course that middle cord will go over my left side here. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And see, you'll just want to kind of keep an eye on things as you're going along. I mean, actually, let me just back up a minute. Actually, if you wanted to, you could put all the purls on one side, realistically, if you wanted to do that. I like the way it staggers, and so that's why I'm doing it this way. And also, while you are braiding, if you want your braids to be kind of tight, what you would do is you would keep your finger close to the previous braid. In other words, if I'm down here braiding, I'm going to have a looser braid. But if I'm up here braiding and I'm holding it close, like you see right here, I'm holding it kind of close right there. I'm staying close to this area here. You'll notice that the braid will be a little tighter. You can see that already. See? All right, how many do I have? I'm losing track. 1, 2, 3, 4. You need one more. 5. Okay, right here. Can you see the difference between this one versus these up here? There's a difference, okay? All right, let me just stop for a second and keep moving my necklace up here. Whoop, I need to bump that. And just slide it up the nail, just like that. So now I'm going to be adding to my right side. Also, you don't have to use pearls. You don't have to use this color cord. You can use any color cord you want, as long as the cord will fit through the pearl or the bead that you're using. That's the main thing. Okay, so I'm going to go over the right, and then I'm going to come in the center, and then go over the right again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see, yeah, and 5. There you go. So that's all it is to it. I'm going to show you how to finish it off, and I'm going to give you some ideas on how to finish this off on the ends, other than, I'm going to show you how I did it on this one necklace that I made, but I'm also going to give you some other ideas so you can really get creative with it. Okay, so I'm going to slide that up, go over, keeping that pearl in place, and then bringing that right cord under. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Sometimes you'll just want to kind of tighten things up just a little bit. Also, this is not leather. This is some kind of a wax cotton cord, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's wax cotton. Okay. Okay, so I finished up the full length of the lariat, and I'm down to one more pearl, which I'm going to go ahead and add that on, but I'm not going to braid it necessarily. Well, I'm just going to do one braid underneath that. Whoops, just one little braid underneath that. But basically, I'm just going to take those 3 ends, the 3 pieces, and make a knot right there, just like that. Yeah, and then just get it up as close to the pearl as I can, like so. And like I said, the measurement on this is 42 inches. I added 6 inches extra, either 4 or 6 inches extra, so that I have extra cord. But the I can always cut some off. But the finished length is 42 inches total. And depending on how tight this is, or how loose the braid is, will determine, really what you end up with. So you can always cut off what you don't want. Now see, I've already made knots here on either of these ends. I'm going to kind of just match them up there and take my snippers here. Oops. And just sort of even them up here a little bit. Okay. All right, now on this one, as you can see, it's got some fray right there and just a simple knot, right? So I'm going to show you how I did that. It was real easy to do. All I did was take the end of my snippers here, and I just started going through the cord like so, and just fraying it. And you can just fray it up as high, you know, or as low as you want it. Just keep working it, the point of your snippers. You can even take a pin and do this, you know, like a safety pin or anything that's sharp. So you can just get in there and fray that, okay? So that's what that looks like. And also, after I do that, I always take a little bit of Hypro Cement and just go around each of those little areas here where the fray stops, because I don't want it to fray up anymore. And doing the Hypro Cement all the way around the base of the fray will just keep your fray where you put it. It won't work up to the knot, in other words. There you go. Hypro Cement is such a great, great product to GS Hypro Cement, I meant to say. It is a handy product to have on hand, tool to have on hand, especially when you're crocheting jewelry or when you're just doing jewelry in general. Now, I did want to show you a different way of finishing this off. I'm going to finish it off on the other side, on this side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the knot and undo it like so. And I'm just going to keep it pretty close right there to the purl. I'm going to hold the pieces together with my thumb, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is, actually I got to hold it this way. Okay, and then I'm going to take these cords and slide it through this big whole brass bead, just like that. Okay. What you would do is, before you slide the bead all the way up, I would recommend you take some GS Hypro Cement and go around the cords to hold the cords together. Right in there. It has a little bit more security, especially when you slide the bead up. It'll just sort of catch. The adhesive will catch and it will adhere to this big whole bead as well, okay? If you wanted to, you could do a knot right there underneath that. Just to give it a little bit, you know, just to give it a different look. Just like that. Like so. It just gives it kind of a unique look. And then let me cover up my Hypro Cement here. I'm going to put the top back on. Okay. All right, so now that I have that, now I can go in and I can just fray these cords again. And these are not exactly the same length, each cord, which is okay with me. I like that. I like that it's not perfectly even. Just like so. And you can make some of them a little bit more frayed than the other one, and just make it kind of give it an organic look like that. Put this out of the way. And then again, I would use the GS Hypro Cement to go all the way around the base of each little fray, each little tassel, and it will hold all that in place, and it dries pretty fast. And I do it just like that. Okay, so it's all finished. There you go, 42 inches long. And I showed you 2 different ways to finish off the ends. I thought that might be a good idea instead of just one way. And I hope you all will give that a try and let me know how it works out for you. Okay, guys. Okay, so anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that. You know what's exciting about this necklace? You can use all different colors of cord. You can choose the size cord that you want. If you want a smaller cord, because you're going to work with smaller beads and mix them up with crystals, and just the world is your oyster. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea about how it hangs. So I put it on me so you can see. And I hope that y'all will give it a try and give me some feedback on it, you know? Okay, so anyway, once again, if you like any of my videos, if you'll give me the thumbs up, YouTube will put my channel out there more so more people can find out about me that might be looking for what I have to offer. And if you want to know when I upload a new video, just hit the subscribe button down below. And let's see, it is pouring down rain right here in Atlanta right now. My poor dog is a nervous Nilly. She does not like these storms, you guys. I don't know if she ended up making noise on the videos or not. I have to check them out. But anyway, thanks for coming by. I'll be back soon, I hope. Sooner, you know, than later, that's for sure. But anyway, I hope y'all are having a great end of the summer. And I'll be sharing some ideas for you guys for the fall and for the Christmas holidays. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right, well, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.